on Fox 13 News.
We have big news.
Really big.
Turns out the Big Mac isn't actually that big, unlike the really big Carl, which is...
How juicy.
Hey, we're live.
It's just you and me, baby.
I'm uncomfortable.
Bite into a really big burger. The Really Big Carl, only at Carl's Jr.
Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Maybe you're traveling in the next couple of days. I'm going to have that travel forecast for you and let you know what to expect as we head into next week. There is a storm coming. I'll have the details.
Thanksgiving dinners in a time where community is so necessary. Coming up, a local gay club making sure no one feels alone.
We have enough. We have more than enough. We can share.
Plus, it's the season of giving. One Mill Creek couple preparing to drive 10 hours to deliver firewood to people in remote parts of the Navajo Nation. And talk about a sight to behold.
It's 7 feet tall, 13 feet wide.
Fox 13 News takes a special look at a life-size gingerbread house at the Grand America Hotel, just in time for the holiday season.
Live from Utah's news leader, Fox 13 News at 9 starts right now.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kelly Chapman. Bob Evans has the night off. We hope you are having a wonderful Thanksgiving with your family and friends. You know, really had nice weather all day long, but can Mother Nature keep this up for the rest of the weekend? Let's go ahead and bring in Utah's Weather Authority Dan Pope filling in for Allison Krogan tonight. Dan, what a forecast on a holiday. Really nice for all those turkey bowls and family gatherings.
That's right, and we want to keep it nice for all of our friends who need to travel. Beautiful sunset this evening, Riverton sunset we'll call it. Drone view here. Christopher Anderson sending this one in. There were hardly any clouds. They were way up high. You couldn't even see them. And a great sunset. Most of the west is under dry weather. If you're traveling, you're heading north, or you're going east, you're going south, you're going west, it looks really good for tomorrow. And I'll tell you more about that longer range forecast in a bit. But outside right now, it's getting a bit chilly. We're down to freezing in Salt Lake City, 30 degrees in Ogden, 27 in Provo as temperatures drop tonight. We'll also see a little bit of an inversion tomorrow, so I expect a little more haze the next 2 days, but it won't stick around for very long. Don't worry about that. Somewhat warmer as well. Temperature-wise during the daytimes. And we'll look for some driving conditions through Sunday when we come back. And bigger storms are coming in after the weekend. You'll want to hear about that with your forecast, your full long-range forecast. Utah's Weather Authority coming up just a little bit.
Thank you, Dan. Members of Utah's LGBTQ community say Thanksgiving will now never be the same. The Club Q shooting has been weighing on their hearts all week. One gay club in Salt Lake City shared the same Thanksgiving tradition as Club Q. The owners tell Fox 13 News reporter Emily Tenser that being together is so important right now.
Going to the club on Thanksgiving. Who needs conventional when you've got community?
You know, the community comes together and we take care of each other.
For Utahns who are LGBTQ+, the holiday season can be a very dark time.
I've had friends who have all been disowned by family members, you know, so it's kind of a tough time, and we just don't want anybody to be out on the streets or be alone. We just want them to be able to come home.
That's why Club Verse hosts this Thanksgiving dinner for anyone who stops in.
They can come and they can relax, they can breathe, they can actually just exist and not have concern about what's happening around them.
The owners hosted Thanksgiving dinners for 7 years at their previous business. In this specific club, it opened less than a month ago, so they're happy to bring this tradition here. Club Q in Colorado Springs had this very same Thanksgiving tradition. The shooting has been on everyone's mind all week.
We all hurt. I felt like a piece of me was cut off.
But in a time of hurt, there's hope. Like for Taquani McGee, who came into Club Verse knowing nobody and left with a place to dance and freely be themselves.
It's just been very relational here, which I was not expecting. I'm just really excited for the potential.
Reporting in Salt Lake City, Emily Tenser, Fox 13 News, Utah.
A 32-year-old woman was arrested today after she allegedly rammed a stolen pickup truck into a police vehicle while trying to escape. According to court documents, Victoria Diane Nunez was spotted by Taylorsville police right in the area of 1500 West and 5400 South. Officers deployed spikes to stop the vehicle in the area of 2900 West and 7700 South. The suspect admitted that she knew the truck was stolen after receiving it from a friend. She's now being held without bail. A judge has overturned a Utah death row inmate's conviction. Douglas Carter was convicted of murdering 57-year-old Eva Olson in Provo back in 1985. Court documents state no evidence directly placed him at the scene of the crime. The case was made based on the testimony of two of Carter's acquaintances who said he had described the murder to them. It was in 2011 Carter's attorney filed an appeal claiming prosecution misconduct, saying Provo police paid the witnesses living expenses, also gave them gifts, coached them to give false testimony, and threatened them with deportation if they did not cooperate. The victim was a relative of the police chief at the time. In 2019, Carter was granted a new hearing. The case continued through the court system until yesterday. The judge ruled in his favor, vacating his conviction along with the death sentence. The state, however, does have the option to appeal. In southern Utah, a search for stranded hikers ends in tragedy after one woman was found dead at Zion National Park. Officials there tell us a married couple in their 30s began an approved hike through the Narrows on Tuesday. As the temperatures dropped dangerously low, they stopped about a half mile away from the Riverside Walk Trail. It was early Wednesday morning. The husband went to find help while the wife remained behind. She was later found dead near the Virgin River. Her cause of death remains under investigation. Unified Police say a man is in critical condition after attempting to break into a Kearns home. Unified Police tells Fox 13 News this happened around 11 o'clock last night, with the 37-year-old suspect entering a home in a neighborhood off of 5600 West, 6200 South. The homeowners fought off the suspect, and by the time police arrived, the suspect was knocked out in the street. Paramedics gave him CPR and took him to the hospital. The incident does remain under investigation. The Quarters Arcade Bar and Sugar House is closed tonight after an early morning break-in. The owners tell Fox 13 News 2 people broke into the bar around 4:45 this morning, stealing one of their change machines in what they say was a, quote, clearly planned heist. Take a look at this. Quarters was able to get very clear video of one of the suspects there throwing a rock, and then also the getaway vehicle. You'll see that pickup truck right here. They tell us that the stolen change machine really didn't hold that much money, but it's a model that isn't built anymore, adding that, quote, the biggest damage is emotional. Salt Lake City police detectives are investigating. One local couple is giving back to their community this holiday season. Fox 13 News reporter Jenna Bree introduces us to 2 Native Americans helping people stay warm living in remote parts of the Navajo Nation.
Albert and Marita Farley are getting ready for a road trip down to New Mexico.
It's a 10-hour drive, so we'll probably leave at 1 in the morning, and we'll probably get there around 9, 10, and they don't know we're coming yet.
The couple with a month's supply of firewood in tow to donate to people in a remote part of the Navajo Nation.
They don't have the sources to go over and turn on the switch for a heat. It's all with wood, burning stoves.
But this isn't the Farleys' first mission. Marita first decided she wanted to help more than 2 years ago when the COVID-19 pandemic first started.
I turned to my husband. I said, isn't there anything we could do to save our Navajo people?
The Farleys spread the word that they were going to deliver supplies to families on the reservation in southern Utah and New Mexico.
People were starting to bring cases of food to our house, and I just couldn't believe it, how giving our community is here.
Marita guesses the two have made about 30 of these trips so far, dropping off cleaning supplies, toilet paper, sleeping bags, and warm clothing.
They didn't know how to react. You know, some of those little kids didn't have coats, and they were just shocked. I know how that shocking feeling is because I went without too when I was little.
The Farleys just grateful they're able to do something for their people.
We have enough. We have more than enough. We can share.
In Mill Creek, Jenna Bree, Fox 13 News, Utah.
But coming up, what we're learning about a double homicide in Clearfield that's rocked a community. Plus, we have an update on a lawsuit between a renowned Utah artist and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And it is a gingerbread house like you have never seen before. I'll introduce you to the chef behind this massive creation at the Grand America Hotel.
Thanks, Utah, for making Fox 13 News the #1 source for local news on YouTube. Subscribe today and get the news, weather, and special content you won't find anywhere else. Fox 13 on YouTube, 250,000 users strong and counting. Stream Fox 13 News online anytime. Free on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. Just search Fox 13 on your device and join us. Sponsored by Wingers and only from Fox 13.
Hey Utah, Burt Brothers Tires and Service wants to keep your family safer on Utah roads. Winter is here and the right tires make all the difference in starting, stopping, and staying in control on any road conditions, no matter what you drive. Right now, Burt Brothers has huge savings on brand name tires like $275 off select Goodyear tires, $100 off Bridgestone Blizzak winter tires. Save time, money, and get those needed tires by booking your next appointment online at BurtBrothers.com.
Burt Brothers does it better.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright. So, this Black Friday, choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in. Plus, thousands of vehicles are arriving daily, just in time for the holidays. Now, lease an all-wheel drive Escape today for just $299 a month. Only at your local Ford stores. Hurry in today.
Folks, it looks like we're gonna have to land this big old bird
earlier than expected because it's the Xfinity Black Friday sale. Stream your heart out with the ultimate streamer setup when you get internet with unlimited data for $55 a month. Plus, get a free Flex 4K streaming box.
Oh my.
And for a limited time, get HBO Max included for 1 year. Even you, 22C.
Flight attendants, prepare for streaming.
Drop everything. Get to the Xfinity Black Friday sale. Click, call, or visit a store today.
Welcome back, everyone. Have you ever made a gingerbread house? Certainly is a classic holiday tradition for so many families, but you likely don't make yours life-size like the Grand America Hotel does. It's become their holiday tradition, put on display each season for everyone to enjoy. So I went to go see it myself. I talked with the pastry chef who says this year's little house holds a special meaning that he wants to share with everyone on this Thanksgiving night.
We have Rice Krispie, gingerbread cookies. We use some donuts, sugar candy.
It's a feast for the eyes. Now in the 9th year, executive pastry chef Xavier Baudonnet at the Grand America has created a life-size.
It's 7 feet tall and 13 feet wide.
Masterpiece.
And this is marshmallow.
One that dazzles with sweet delight.
So everything on here truly is edible.
Edible.
To make this tasty house, it takes 2,000 eggs, 1,600 pounds of flour, 500 pounds of sugar, 160 quarts of molasses, 450 pounds of icing, and lots of candy decor.
It's always a pleasure. Year after year.
All to make the tiny home come alive.
We put lights to look like it's a living house. You know?
But well before the holiday season unveiling, Chef Baudonnet starts his gingerbread plan.
The blueprints in June, July.
It's in the pastry kitchen chef's best ideas are cooked up. From the first gingerbread house in 2014.
It's always fun when you start on the blueprint with a Sharpie.
It's within this sketchbook, the recipes for Christmas time nostalgia.
You have to be specific on details.
From a replica of a French castle, a miniature of the Grand America Hotel, to this year's creation.
So this is it.
That's
so this
it.
is how you began.
The inspiration, it's a White House history, 1889.
But within the sketched walls, a story.
It's a very personal.
A holiday expression of patriotism for Chef Bourdonnais.
This year I become US citizen. I think for me it was good to be honor what the country gives to me.
Originally from France, Chef Bourdonnais says he is a history aficionado, paying tribute now to the country he loves.
I'm very proud to be here, to work here.
And architecture, like his sketches, adapt as they come to life.
So we decide to make short the 2 windows.
Once the plan is on paper, the pastry team of 20 starts manufacturing the building supplies.
In September, we start to bake all the cookies.
Then around Halloween, the actual construction begins.
How long does it take to actually build?
It takes between 2 weeks and 3 weeks.
The crew is made up of employees from the entire hotel, working in 4-hour shifts that rotate twice a day.
I use dishwasher, server, cooks, pastry cook, housekeeping. Everybody can
help build.
Donc this, it reflects very good team effort.
And when the last brick is laid, in this case, the last cookie, Chef Bourdonnais says it really feels like the holidays can begin, displaying a confectionery structure that brings families from near and far to enjoy a sweet tradition.
What do you do at the end?
I don't do. We have a demolition team. I don't want to see that because it takes so much time to build it, you know. It takes a couple hours to break it.
So from now through New Year's Day, the little house with grand eye candy will remain, bringing holiday magic for those who see it and the one who created it.
It's the best feeling in the world, you know. Yeah. When you see big smile, happiness, joy.
I tell you, it does bring joy, that little house there. If you would like to go see it yourself, that gingerbread house at the Grand America Hotel in Salt Lake City, it will be up through January 1st. There is no charge to walk through the hotel and find the house. And while you're there, you should take in the holiday window stroll as well, also complimentary. I had the best time, Dan, when I got to go meet Chef Bourdonnais and the whole team there at the Grand America. That was pretty neat. What a way to kick off the holidays.
Yeah. Now it's time to, it's Christmas, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Leftovers are in the fridge, right, everyone? You decorating the tree now?
Yeah. Oh, the tree's already up.
Oh.
It's already being decorated.
You're
Not
one of
done
those,
yet.
Dan?
Yeah, well, I'm encouraged by my lovely wife, Diane, who is a very good decorator. Let's just say if I did it, it wouldn't look quite as nice. A little disorganized. Okay, we have quiet weather over much of the west. There's a storm right here. It is actually picking up tropical moisture, but when it comes through, it will primarily hit Montana, Idaho, and parts of Wyoming. We'll talk about that more in just a minute. Oh, but we have to discuss this terrible thing that happened so quickly. Why all of a sudden will we be into mandatory yellow air quality? Well, that's how fast an inversion starts to build. So it's not terrible, but we are yellow through Saturday. But luckily, it won't last for a long time. 32 outside, and southeast wind is 5 miles per hour. A quiet starlit night tonight, but chilly. 21 in Kimmer, 21 in Roosevelt, 25 in Price. Over in Ely, we have 24. So as the nights are long now, the temperatures continue to drop, and we get down into those really cold numbers. You know, this last week up at Peter Sinks, we saw temperatures drop to 31, 32, and 33, below zero. Yeah, that's a cold place. It'll be cold tonight there as well. Here's the story. If you're traveling tomorrow, you'll run into clouds going north and west, but no storms. South and east, it looks great unless you're way south into New Mexico. But a quick moving storm moves in on Saturday, bringing scattered showers. It will be very windy across Interstate 80 if you're traveling in that direction. We won't see much, but a good windstorm will move through. That'll help to clear out some of the haze if it does build. Then on Sunday, kind of on the edge of the clouds later in the day, this storm is organizing. The question is, how soon will it arrive? And each computer model seems to be pushing the time frame back a little bit, so I have updated the forecast. But by afternoon, we'll have snow, and it could be locally heavy, especially in the East Bench areas and, yes, over Nevada and parts of Wyoming. Let's go into Tuesday. Look at this. Might be some lake effect snow southeast of the Great Salt Lake and also snow statewide. Might even be some snow showers down to 3,500 feet in parts of southern Utah. Even Tuesday afternoon, again, chance for snow in the mountains. We head into the latter part of the week next week, and we'll see a brush by on Thursday and another storm coming in on Friday. Here we go, folks. Couple of storms next week. We need that. We need the snowpack. 25 tonight under clear starlit skies. Yeah, Mars is out there. If you look straight up, you can see Mars. It's kind of an orange tint. It's nearly full. If you could see it up close, you'd see almost all of Mars. 42 in Vernal, 40 in Park City. So yes, we're warming up a bit in the mountains. And the valleys, especially southern Utah, will be very nice and comfortable in the 50s. Now, I have added a chance for showers Monday night into Tuesday, primarily Tuesday across southern Utah, turning much colder with lows in the 20s and highs in the 40s. That's where we will be the next several days. Clouds on Saturday, Sunday, with Monday afternoon likely to see snow. Snow Monday night into Tuesday with accumulations quite likely. Look at the high on Tuesday in the upper 20s, 36 Wednesday, 42 Thursday ahead of that next storm, Kelly, that'll come in on Friday. And they just seem to be lined up. I see more of them for the first part of December, and that's good news. We need the snow.
People all over the U.S. are spending this Thanksgiving putting smiles on the faces of strangers and helping those in need. I'm Laura Ingle in New York. I've got that story coming up.
Well, first time for everything?
This kind of confidence can only come from getting your furnace inspected by a certified heating contractor. Because knowing your home will be safe and warm all winter makes you feel pretty good about everything else, too.
If you run a small business, you need the most from every investment. That's why Comcast Business gives you more innovation with our new gig speed Wi-Fi, plus unlimited data, more speed from the largest, fastest, reliable network, and more savings, up to 60% a year with Comcast Business Mobile. All from the company that powers more businesses than any other provider.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $49.99 a month for 12 months. Plus, ask how to get up to a $750 prepaid card with a qualifying bundle.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright. So, this Black Friday, choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in. Plus, thousands of vehicles are arriving daily, just in time for the holidays. Now, lease a built Ford Tough F-150 today for just $319 a month. Only at your local Ford stores. Hurry in today.
You know that feeling? Your furnace is kinda oldish, and every year when the weather turns, you think, I really hope this thing can hang on another season because I have no idea what we should replace it with, or who to talk to because there's like a million options, and what if they sell me something I don't need? Whipple that away. Helping you understand your options so you can make your own decision is my job. Make your problem my problem. Whipple Service Champions.
I'm not asking for this raise. This raise is asking for me.
This kind of confidence can only come from getting your furnace inspected by a certified heating contractor. Because knowing your home will be safe and warm all winter makes you feel pretty good about everything else, too.
Think about the best night's sleep you've ever had. At Tempur-Pedic, we're dedicated to helping you sleep like that. With breakthrough solutions that help relieve pressure, aches and pains, keep you cool if you sleep hot, and even automatically detect and respond to snoring, so you get the deep, comfortable, undisturbed rest you deserve.
And right now, save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and get a $300 gift. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
Fox 13's Carrie Kronk. Weekday mornings on Good Day Utah.
In national news, as police search for a motive in the mass shooting at a Virginia Walmart, witnesses are now saying the shooter seemed to target his victims.
He told me to go home. And he took the gun away from my forehead and he was aiming it at the ceiling and he said, "Jesse, go home."
Police say the Walmart supervisor shot and killed 6 co-workers before turning the gun on himself. Meantime, President Joe Biden now calling for new gun legislation in the wake of both the Virginia Walmart shooting and the Colorado LGBTQ club shooting.
The idea we still allow semi-automatic weapons to be purchased is sick. It's just sick. It has no social redeeming value.
The president faces an uphill battle with a divided Congress. Lawmakers return to Washington, D.C. next week. From California to Massachusetts, this holiday is being filled with good eats and even better deeds as Americans all over the country hit the streets to give back this Thanksgiving. Fox's Laura Ingle has more.
It's all smiles this holiday as people come together to make and deliver meals to those in need. In Texas,
Operation Turkey. I get to eat a great meal every day of the year, and so I feel that the least I can do on this day is make sure that anyone who needs a good Thanksgiving meal is getting one.
And in Wisconsin, for over 20 years, the Salvation Army in Oak Creek has been putting the needs of the community first, feeding residents living in their senior living facility.
So we make sure that they have someone to sit with and somebody to fellowship with and someone to enjoy a great meal and have that Thanksgiving tradition that I believe everybody deserves to have.
It's not just food being given to people.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
In California, a woman who was once homeless got the keys to her brand new apartment.
Oh, wow.
And in New Jersey, one waitress has a lot to be thankful for after members of the Roxbury Rotary Club handed her a $1,500 tip. The moment getting captured on video. President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden also making the rounds today in Nantucket, stopping by to visit some first responders. Earlier in the day, the Bidens phoned in to give a special shout out during the 96th annual Thanksgiving Day parade.
I want to say thanks to the firefighters, the police officers, first responders. They never take a break.
And God bless our troops for sure.
For those looking to give back this holiday season, contact a local charity of your choice. In New York, Laura Ingle, Fox 13 News, Utah.
1,000 meals going out to families in need in our community this Thanksgiving. What it takes to make that possible every year.
A good day to give thanks to some of your local firefighters. A look back at the 2022 fire year for the Bonneville Hotshots.
We're learning more about an elderly couple found dead inside of their Clearfield home. What court documents say led a 26-year-old man to kill his grandparents.
Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry in to get our best deals of the season. Get in and get away. Get 0% APR on the Tucson, plus 0 payments for 90 days. See your Utah Hyundai dealer.
Ouch. Try to fly again?
Luckily, Select Health has us covered. I've already used their amazing medical cost estimator. And our plan includes virtual visits with no out-of-pocket costs. We'll save on his prescriptions, too.
I just want to fly, Dad.
Oh, son, I fly. You shape. Shift.
Worth a try.
Nobody's invincible. That's why Select Health makes sure you're super covered.
Nothing beats a turkey coma like getting a great deal. Come by RC Willie's Black Friday sale for huge savings throughout the store.
Doors open Friday at 9 a.m. with hot doorbusters. Plus, the first 200 people will get a $25 gift card. Take advantage of hot deals on sofas and sectionals, bedroom sets, and mattresses. Hurry in for holiday savings on washers, dryers, refrigerators, and kitchen packages. You'll also save on top brand TVs and electronics. Hundreds of holiday gifts are in stock now at RC Willie.
9 is the time to start showing your strong disapproval of drinking alcohol underage.
But it's great to have these conversations at any age, even if it feels a little awkward.
Utah is a land of extremes. From record heat and extreme drought to severe winter storms. As Utah's climate changes, be ready for what's ahead. Trust Utah's Weather Authority. Only on Fox 13 News.
If you run a small business, you need the most from every investment. That's why Comcast Business gives you more innovation with our new gig speed Wi-Fi, plus unlimited data, more speed from the largest, fastest, reliable network, and more savings, up to 60% a year with Comcast Business Mobile, all from the company that powers more businesses than any other provider.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $49.99 a month for 12 months. Plus, ask how to get up to a $750 prepaid card with a qualifying bundle.
Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry in to get our best deals of the season. Get in and get away. Get 0% APR plus 0 payments for 90 days on select vehicles. See your Utah Hyundai dealer.
We are learning more details about a double homicide that took place in Clearfield on Wednesday afternoon. 26-year-old Jeremy Belt was arrested and booked into the Davis County Jail, facing charges of murder and the death of his grandparents. Fox 13 News reporter Chris Arnold has been sifting through the court documents, and we do want to warn you, some of the things they reveal are very disturbing.
This quiet Clearfield neighborhood still dealing with the loss of 2 longtime residents. Those residents, whose names haven't been released by police at this time, an 87-year-old man and his 85-year-old wife, both found dead in the garage of their home just after 3 p.m. on Wednesday.
This affects our community. It affects our department and obviously affects this family.
Court documents detailing the events that took place. It says the suspect, 26-year-old Jeremy Belt, cut the wire to the garage door before confronting his grandparents inside of the home about accusations he said he holds against them. When they grabbed their belongings and went into the garage, the documents say Belt kicked them both in the chest, causing them to fall to the ground. The probable cause statement goes into further detail about the brutality of this entire incident, saying Belt grabbed a hammer and hit one of the victims twice in the back of the head, before also hitting the other victim twice in the head as well. It goes on to say that Belt went back inside the home and found his rifle, loaded it with a single bullet, and went back upstairs and into the garage, eventually shooting one of the victims in the head. He would then go back downstairs, reload the gun before going back out in the garage again and doing the same to the second victim. A third victim, also a family member, was identified by police. According to the court documents, Belt says he admitted to kicking that victim in the face, causing a black eye. Now, Belt complied with police, came out of the home, and was eventually arrested. He's currently booked into the Davis County Jail without bond, facing a slew of charges, including 2 counts of aggravated murder, as well as assault and possession of drug paraphernalia. Police say additional charges are possible and will be determined by the Davis County Attorney's Office as the investigation into this incident continues. Clearfield police say they won't be releasing any more information until Monday, including the names of those 2 victims. They went on to say that they wanted to give the family a chance to mourn the loss of their loved ones during the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. In Clearfield, Chris Arnold, Fox 13 News, Utah.
A Southern Utah University professor's lawsuit against the school over a student's choice in pronouns appears to now be headed to trial. Documents filed in federal court and obtained by Fox 13 News indicate a, quote, poor chance of settlement. So a judge has set the case for a trial as soon as next year. Professor Richard Bugg is suing SUU over having to address a non-binary student by they/them pronouns. The university's policy requires employees to respect students' gender expression. He claims it's discrimination and being forced to comply with politically correct speech. SUU defends its policy. The case has been tentatively scheduled for trial in 2024. Geneva Rock is asking a lawsuit over its Point of the Mountain gravel pit to be dismissed. Draper City sued over the controversial site, accusing the company of skirting local zoning laws. In a formal response to the lawsuit, Geneva Rock denies wrongdoing and asks a judge to throw out the litigation. The company says it is operating within the confines of its vested mining use permits. Draper City, however, accuses the company of sidestepping its authority when it recently started to expand. A lawsuit over a renowned Utah artist's works and who owns them may end up in a settlement. The family of Minerva Teichert is suing the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints over some of her paintings in a Wyoming chapel. They claim ownership of the paintings that the church had removed, arguing that those paintings were just on loan. The copyright battle was headed to trial in federal court in Wyoming. Now, according to new court documents obtained by Fox 13 News, lawyers for both sides want a delay to pursue settlement negotiations. Teichert is a famous artist whose works on Western life appear everywhere from churches and museums all the way to Utah's Capitol Hill. Several groups in Salt Lake County helped donate 1,000 meals to people and families needing a meal this Thanksgiving holiday. Fox 13 News reporter Lucy Nelson spoke with volunteers who have made it their family tradition to give back to the community each year.
Okay, here's this one. I'll take your paper.
Sarah Holland is on a mission.
We're waiting on 9 for this one.
Counting 1,000 Thanksgiving meals to send out to people and families in the Salt Lake County community. It's part of a Salvation Army and Meals on Wheels program. Sarah and her entire family,
I already buttered that one.
all 3 generations, have made their tradition to volunteer to pack full turkey meals on this day for 26 years now.
You know, this is what Thanksgiving is to us. Our kids, like my kids, don't know Thanksgiving any differently than doing this. My nieces and nephews don't know it any differently. They grew up doing this.
Many of the people in this room, members of her family, working hard and having fun alongside others, stepping up to give back. This all would not be possible without the help of volunteers. Once meals are packed here inside, volunteers take them out to drivers who are ready to go, drive the meals to people in person.
We want everybody to be able to see somebody, some friendly face on Thanksgiving.
Captain James Combs with the Salvation Army says the 100 volunteer drivers deliver the meals right to people's homes in an effort to show the people they are serving that they care.
I think that social contact, right, is super important for individuals who are homebound, those who are alone most of their lives, right? That interaction, that love, that single handshake or the pat on the back is a huge thing for people who don't otherwise get to see and interact with people all the time.
He says this year was especially crucial to step up for those who struggle to buy the supplies for a Thanksgiving dinner.
If you look in the community, even over the last 2 months, we've seen a 38% increase in the need just for groceries on an everyday basis. So families coming to our door for basic necessities has increased.
A reason he and Sarah encourage everyone to volunteer not only on Thanksgiving, but at any time of the year.
Everybody can go out and do things. It is not hard. So just make a little effort and go out and do a little bit. It makes a huge difference in so many lives.
In Salt Lake City, Lucy Nelson, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Great to see the helpers out there. Straight ahead, why this annual turkey trot that draws thousands of runners every year means so much. Cold for those runners today, Dan?
Yeah, a little bit chilly. It was, though, a beautiful sunset. How about this? Sent in to us. Yeah, it was by Christopher Anderson. And you know, red sky at night, will it be a sailor's delight? Gonna let you know coming up in just a little bit with Utah's accurate forecast.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright. So, this Black Friday, choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in. Plus, thousands of vehicles are arriving daily, just in time for the holidays. Now, lease an all-wheel drive Escape today for just $299 a month. Only at your local Ford stores. Hurry in today.
Looking for the best prices on just about everything this holiday season? Come to NPS. We acquire new items at our excess inventory and pass the savings on to you. You can find so many different deals that save you 20 to 70% off retail prices. Everything you see here, even the groceries, came from NPS. So stop by today and find the perfect holiday gift you're looking for. NPS, a nice place to save.
Hi there. For those of you on Medicaid and Medicare, I have some exciting news for you. The Select Health Medicare Dual Plan offers benefits that may help you save money and live the healthiest life possible. The Select Health Medicare Dual Plan has $0 monthly plan premiums, $0 medical deductibles, $0 primary care copays, $0 lab and x-ray services, $0 virtual visits, $0 preventive services, $0 dental, $0 copays on hundreds of prescriptions, and included on a Select Health Medicare Dual Plan, a prepaid Select Health Flexible Benefits card with a yearly health and wellness benefit, plus $340 per quarter for over-the-counter products. You can also get companionship and help with some daily activities through our Papa Pals program at no extra cost. Call Select Health Medicare right now. A licensed insurance agent is standing by who can help you decide which plan is best for you and your needs.
The Voyager gazed in wonder. It was a time machine.
Hello, anybody there?
little brother.
The time machine worked.
Make this December one to remember.
So glad you're with us tonight. The animals at Utah's Hogle Zoo got to enjoy the Thanksgiving holiday in their own way today. Lots and lots of pumpkins. The zoo held its annual Feast of the Beast, where animals were given various enrichment items, foods like pumpkins there, which zoo officials tell us really does help to encourage natural behaviors the animals would exhibit in the wild.
We have various animal-themed enrichment that includes pumpkins, gourds, as well as paper mache enrichment that provides a little bit of that kind of natural behaviors that the animals can smash and eat and, just have a lot of fun during Thanksgiving.
Oh, I bet. Always fun to see the animals eat those pumpkins as well. I like when the elephants kind of smash them, crack them open. Looking ahead to the holiday season, by the way, Hogle Zoo does have set up an Amazon wish list for more enrichment items they need there for their animals. If you'd like to learn more, visit hoglezoo.org. The Utah Human Race, hosted by the Utah Food Bank, returned for its 17th year in Sandy. Runners braved the early morning frost to run the 5K route, with some runners, they were the diehards. They did a second lap for the 10K category. That means they get second and third helpings, I think, right? That goes hand in hand. 100% of the proceeds go to help the nearly 289,000 Utahns right now dealing with hunger each and every day.
There's so many people in the state of Utah that are facing issues with food insecurity. And when we bring this group together here, it allows us to extend those services so hopefully more people can enjoy the holidays.
The Utah Human Race is one of the largest running events in the state, often drawing nearly 5,000 runners each year.
Yeah, still ahead in sports, Utah State football gears up for a big Black Friday showdown tomorrow morning, while BYU hoops resume play in the Bahamas this afternoon. Mark Pope and the Cougs sizing up Butler of the Big East. Back in a bit.
Friday, the biggest World Cup showdown kicks off on Fox. Christian Pulisic leads the Stars and Stripes against the unstoppable Harry Kane and global powerhouse England. Team USA face their toughest test of the tournament with everything on the line and a chance to shock the world. USA-England. Coverage begins Friday at 1 Eastern live on Fox and the Fox Sports app. And catch up on any match for free on Tubi.
Shake up the holiday season in a new ride from Marcosian Auto. We're Utah's best choice for quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Come to one of our 5 locations or visit us online. Wrap up the year in a new ride at Marcosian Auto. We make it easy.
Without Primary Children's, I don't know if he'd be alive.
Nothing can prepare you as a parent. They were always looking out for us.
It takes a village to offer comprehensive care.
And to be part of that village, you've got to contribute. It goes so much further than just a donation. It was an act of love.
For a century, Primary Children's has kept the child first and always. Help us build the nation's model health system for children. To get involved, visit primarypromise.org.
If you run a small business, you need the most from every investment. That's why Comcast Business gives you more innovation with our new gig speed Wi-Fi, plus unlimited data. More speed from the largest, fastest, reliable network. And more savings, up to 60% a year with Comcast Business Mobile. All from the company that powers more businesses than any other provider.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $49.99 a month for 12 months. Plus, ask how to get up to a $750 prepaid card with a qualifying bundle.
This holiday season, Ford wants to help you shine bright. So, this Black Friday, choose a vehicle in stock or simply place a custom order. Lock in your rate and you're protected, even if rates go up before your order comes in. Plus, thousands of vehicles are arriving daily, just in time for the holidays. Now, lease a built Ford Tough F-150 today for just $319 a month. Only at your local Ford stores. Hurry in today.
This Mercari ad is only for Sarita Oberman. So your daughter is like really into the 80s? Yeah. I bet she'll like be really into this vintage Walkman I found on Mercari. Stranger things have happened. Download it today.
What can a woman do? What can a woman be? The possibilities are endless, and we support them in every role. And when women succeed, we all succeed. Supporting women in business and life in Utah.
Well, if you need someone to give thanks to this holiday season, perhaps a wildland firefighter will do. And while it's not the time of the year where conditions are right for wildfire, it is the time of year that the Bonneville Hotshots look ahead to the next fire season. Fox 13 News anchor Brian Schnee spoke to some veteran members of the crew.
A good day to give thanks to this crew. Hotshots are some of the most skilled wildland firefighters and are typically tapped on first for some of the most grueling fire assignments. In speaking with some of the Bureau of Land Management's Bonneville Hotshots, it's a tough gig, but they're already looking forward to filling the roster for 2023. Here's a glimpse of what they do from the fire line.
It's a super intense job. There are risks involved that you have to pay attention to.
Land Hugel has been a hotshot for a decade. He's been with the BLM Bonneville crew since 2016.
We go to fires and try and get as much work done as safely as we can.
In what crew members described as a pretty normal summer, from May 7th, 2022 to September 18th, the Bonneville Hotshots were available for work 134 days. They were on fires for 97 days.
When you're out, you're on the fire. You sleep on the line, basically. You know, you work all day, sunrise to sunset. Sometimes you work nights, sometimes you work days and then nights and then another day. Without sleeping, you do what you have to do.
The crew worked assignments in 5 states, including some of the biggest incidents of the 2022 fire year, which included the Calf Canyon Hermit's Peak fires, the most destructive wildfire in New Mexico history. They worked the Moose Fire in Idaho, which burned for more than 100 days. And they also worked some fires in Utah, like the Left Fork Fire.
Typically, in a 6-month period, a wildland firefighter might expect to work 1,000 hours of regular time work weeks and another 1,000 to perhaps as high as 1,200 hours of overtime. So between 2,000 and 2,200 hours in a 5 or 6 month period. So for the most part, all of your waking hours are working hours.
And those are just stats.
Oh, what's it? Come on, man, you guys got to rig back.
It doesn't account for the physically demanding work to strategically snuff massive wildfires. But for these veteran hotshots, this is all worth it.
You see parts of the woods that you never knew existed. Sometimes it feels like people have never even been there before.
To work hard for the taxpayer, to work hard as a crew, and to get a few days off between rolls and hit the road again for the next fire assignment.
The best tool that we have for surviving and thriving in the next 100 years is going to be a talented cadre of wildland fire managers with a deep bank of experience across a variety of resources who know how to leverage, their time on the fire line to produce good outcomes for public lands.
To emphasize, this is not an entry-level job, but the Bonneville Hotshots are hiring right now. The application process closes soon, so if you or someone you know is interested, head to fox13now.com and click the link in this article. Brian Schnee, Fox 13 News, Utah.
And we sure thank that crew on this Thanksgiving Day,
yes.
Dan. Yeah, it's certainly not the time to be thinking about wildfires, more, weather conditions, especially if you're traveling.
Yes. Oh, it looks great, though, for traveling.
Good
After
news.
a beautiful day today. Thanks, Kelly. I think if you're going somewhere, maybe you're traveling 300 or 400, 500, 600 miles tomorrow. In any direction you're going, north, south, east, or west, it's going to be pretty good. No travel trouble. But yes, there is a little bit of air quality issue beginning to develop here. Now, we have a moderate and mandatory yellow. That's for Salt Lake and Davis counties, so kind of keep that in mind. Things will probably turn a little bit more hazy tomorrow, but I doubt that we're going to see it really get bad like it had over the course of about a week or so before we had the cold front move through here recently. 27 is what it feels like outside. Temperature's 32. Southeast wind is 5 miles per hour. It's even colder in Wyoming, but it's always colder in Kemmer, isn't it? 19 degrees there. Roosevelt's a chilly 21. Nephi is 22. We have 23 in Vernal. And Elko is 23, Milford 26, so it's a bit chilly out there. Here's the travel forecast as we look for the next 24 hours. Again, tomorrow, traveling north, you'll run into clouds. Only travel trouble will be here in the Pacific Northwest, mainly over Snoqualmie Pass. But as that cold front moves in, it'll brush by northern Utah, and it'll bring a lot of wind to Wyoming. So travel on I-80 across Wyoming will be windy. There may even be some blowing snow here with a little bit of accumulation on some of the higher pass areas. Then as we travel into Sunday, we're going to get a pretty good break to the south. Still good going southeast or west, but to the north, this storm is developing, going over Monida Pass and up in towards blizzard, maybe conditions across parts of Montana, and very snowy in the Pacific Northwest. This storm then hits us on Monday. So Monday afternoon, not Monday morning. It'll be in the 40s in the morning, and then temperatures drop in the afternoon. And then this is going to be a storm that continues into Tuesday morning. Might be some lake effect in parts of Salt Lake County. We'll have to watch this carefully. A couple of different thoughts on the computer models, even some showers down into St. George with several of the computer models, and some saying no precipitation in St. George. Bottom line is it continues on Tuesday, a chance for snow showers again, like I said, especially in the mountains and southeast of the Great Salt Lake. And there's another storm loading right out there, bringing a chance for a few snow showers along the Utah-Idaho border on Thursday. And then Thursday into Friday, here comes another storm. And there's one more sitting out there waiting to come in. Okay, tonight, 25 for a low, clear starlit skies. Tomorrow's high temperature is going to be 45, mostly 40s across the state tomorrow, even in Park City, and getting close to 40 in Evanston with 58 in St. George. Your highs will stay in the upper 50s all the way through the end of the week. Now, the weekend brings clouds. Monday, more clouds, showers Tuesday, much colder, 22 for a low, 47 for a high. Now, Salt Lake City, Wasatch Front to locations, increasingly cloudy skies on Sunday, afternoon snow Monday, Monday night into Tuesday, and much colder. 29 for a high, Kelly, on Tuesday, with a little more storminess towards the end of next week. That's chilly stuff. And Morgan, I wonder if BYU could beat Butler in the Bahamas.
Yeah, I'm going to explain that. Yeah, BYU Hoops nibbled on their turkey legs and stuffing in the Bahamas this year, though round one of the battle for Atlantis resulted in a loss. I can think a few places I'd rather be on Thanksgiving, this time facing the Butler Bulldogs. First meeting between these two in 92 years. Butler up 9 first half thanks to Simas Lukosius dropping the trifecta, but the Cougars opened up half two on a 12-0 run. Gideon George transitions to the rack all by himself, and Jackson Robinson dials up for the lead, but then Eric Hunter Jr. got the stroke going for Butler. Nice inbounds play. Another tray coming opposite side. 19 for him, and this thing was close to the very end. The senior George backing in the foul as well to cut it to 1 inside 2 minutes, only to watch the Dogs respond up the elevator. Manny Bates on the alley-oop. Last chance Cougs, but George's 3 attempt here bricks. 75-70. BYU will end with Dayton with last place on the line tomorrow. Utah State Volleyball pulled an upset today at the Mountain West Conference Tournament. Shelby Capion against her former school, UNLV, to lift the Lady Aggies up 2-0. Then the block for the sweep of the top-seeded Rebels. USU is yet to drop a single set all tournament and advances to the program's first conference final since 2010, where they will face San Jose State. Aggie football has found its footing again, 1-4 to begin the campaign. Utah State has now turned and reeled off 5 of their last 6 in conference play. Next up for USU, a network game tomorrow morning at Boise State, where they'll hope to end their regular season singing some of that same tune.
They're going to play in the title game regardless. If there is a pride factor to be able to say you beat the champion, one of the championship teams or potentially the champion, that's great. I think just for us, where we are as a program at this point in the season, not where we were at the first week or two, what we've done, how we've grown, how we're willing to finish, the ability to secure a winning season. I mean, we've secured a bowl bid, but we haven't secured a winning season yet, and we need another win to do that. So I think there's a lot of things that if you're a prideful player and you believe in your program and your guys around you, there's a lot of reasons to go up there and play our best.
Jackson Dart and Ole Miss facing in-state foe Mississippi State tonight. The Utah native to J.J. Pegues, who's a defensive tackle, but lines up in the backfield there, catches a touchdown ball before the half. The Bulldogs, though, answer with the next 17 points. Will Rogers meet Rara Thomas, and they had a shot to go up 31-16 and put it away. But Mississippi State fumbles near the goal line, allowing Dart to march 98 yards and perhaps pull a miracle. Dayton Wade makes it a 2-point game, but the ensuing shovel pass goes nowhere on the conversion. 24-22 the final in the SEC. And in the pros, local products finding the end zone in their respective Turkey Bowls. Start with Jamal Williams for the Lions, the BYU product's 5th rushing touchdown over his last 3 games, number 13 overall, to continue to lead the entire NFL. And Detroit led in the 4th, only to watch Josh Allen and the Bills rally to Stephon Diggs. Buffalo needing a last-second Tyler Bass field goal to get it done. 28-25, ending Detroit's 3-game win streak. And the Cowboys trailed NFC East rival the Giants at the half before the former Bingham Miner Dalton Schultz hooked up with Dak Prescott twice in the 3rd. It's the tight end's first multi-score game in 14 months as Dallas wins 28-20, improving to 8-3 as a result.
You get
Vikings won as well tonight.
You get an extra piece of pumpkin pie after covering all those football games today. Hey, you deserved it. Why not?
It was fun.
It's the holidays.
It's sports day.
Thanks, Morgan. We'll be right back.
This is Todd. And this is Sarah.
She's leaving for Paris.
But this isn't your classic holiday rom-com. It's a Nissan Avantage.
Seriously?
Featuring the Nissan Rogue. And more standard power than a CR-V.
This is a love emergency.
Don't let true love or these offers get away.
Get 2.69% APR for 36 months.
Fox 13 and Les Schwab need your help
to make sure every Utah family has a merry holiday season.
Bring new unwrapped items to any Les Schwab Tire Center in Utah.
Or online at fox13now.com/candy cane.
Every dollar donated will be used to purchase gifts and essentials for homeless families in Utah this holiday season.
Embrace the magic of giving and donate to Candy Cane Corner before November 28th.
Thank you.
From Les Schwab
and Fox 13.
And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand when everything's made to be broken. I just want you to know I am. I just want you to know I am.
Heavy duty pulling power. To conquer the high road or the off-road. The GMC Sierra Heavy Duty. Premium and capable. Right now, choose from hundreds of GMC Sierras. They are in stock now and ready for immediate delivery. See your local GMC dealer today.
Shields is grateful for our customers, communities, and fellow associates. We give thanks for all the little things in our lives, the things we can often overlook. Thanksgiving reminds us to take the time to open our hearts, to pause, to reflect, and to pray. With grateful hearts, we praise God for family and friends, for health and freedom, and for the rich blessings we enjoy every day as Americans. Amen. Have a blessed Thanksgiving from all of us at Shields.
There's never been a better time to get away. With a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. With America's best warranty and up to 3 years complimentary maintenance. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry in to get our best deals of the season. Get in and get away.
Get 0% APR on the Tucson, plus 0 payments for 90 days. See your Utah Hyundai dealer.
Fox 13's Dan Evans. Weekday mornings on Good Day Utah.
Thanks, everyone, so much for being with us, and a very happy Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
QuickCast is next.
Amy Nay, weekends, only on Fox 13 News.